What's up everyone? Welcome back to the fourth video about VirtualBox. In this video, we're gonna take a look at the different network modes and when to use them when you're setting up your virtual machines. Let's jump straight into it. So, the first mode that I'm gonna talk about is the NAT mode. This is the default mode when you set up your first virtual machine. So right here on my screen, you can see that I have VirtualBox Manager open. And if I click settings on this machine right here, we can go to the network tab right here and see right now it's on a NAT network. We'll get to that specific mode in a second. But right here you have the NAT mode, and this is the default one. So when you create your first virtual machine, it has the NAT mode for networking. And this mode is perfect for downloading updates, installing packages, or just browsing around on your virtual machine. So basically you can do whatever you want. It functions like a regular computer inside your actual physical computer, and you can play around with it. So that's a really nice mode to use if you don't have more advanced stuff you want to test out. So the thing about the NAT mode is that it doesn't allow inbound connections. And by that, I mean you can't SSH into it. And if you don't know what SSH is, don't worry about it. It's just a protocol that allows you to get into another machine if SSH is enabled. Sorry, guys, I fumbled that one a bit. Anyway, this is the NAT network. This is the default mode. So I'm not gonna go too much into depth about that one. It's very simple. I do, however, want to talk a bit more about the second one that we're gonna take a look at, which is the NAT network mode. And I'm gonna be discarding these changes right here. So I think the NAT network mode is a bit funny and a bit interesting because I can actually showcase you a bit about it. So I have already spun up 3 machines right here. And I'm just quickly gonna go into all of these. And I'm gonna be showcasing you what I mean about the NAT network mode. So let me just quickly rearrange those so you have like a clear view. I'm sorry, I can't make it fit the screen any better if I want you to be able to see all 3 machines at the same time. So, but they'll notice that I've named the network M1, network M2, and network M3, just so you know which machine I'm talking about. So right now, all these 3 machines are running Linux, just a regular Ubuntu. So I'm going to be typing inside the console or the terminal on Linux. This is the terminal. I'm going to be typing IP-A or IP blank space A on all 3, and we should get some sort of output in our terminal. So right now you can see that on machine 1 right here, the furthest one to the left, we get an IP address right here, 192.168.56.101. So what you'll notice is that this has a different IP than machine 2 and machine 3. And where did the IP go for machine 3? Let me just see. Something, I think it dropped the internet connection. Yeah, let me just quickly regain that one. Can I do like this? No, it doesn't really want to fit into the frame as I want. Okay. Let's type clear and do it one more time. Now we should have an IP. So now you can see that we have 3 different IPs right here highlighted. And you'll notice that the IPs are not similar to each other, or at least the second one, like machine 2 and machine 3, have kind of identical IPs, with the only difference being the last like number right here varying. And that's because those 2 machines are on a NAT network. So the NAT network is great for having multiple virtual machines running at the same time. They can talk to each other, meaning I can ping from, for instance, I can ping machine 3 from machine number 2 by using the ping command. So if I type ping and then the IP of machine 3, which is 10.0.2.5, we should see some sort of response in the centered machine's terminal right here if I press enter. So it'll try to contact machine number 3, and machine number 3 should respond to machine number 2's ping, all right? I know it can get a bit confusing, but let's just try and hit enter and see what's happened. So right now it's trying to ping machine number 3, and you can see that we're receiving bytes from the IP that we tried to connect or ping, right? So this is machine number 3. So it says right here, by pressing Control C, we stop the pinging. It'll say we got 11 packages transmitted and 11 packages received, which is the machine, like the received packages are the callback from machine number 3, right? So everything's good. Like machine 2 and machine 3 can contact each other. But let's go to machine number 3 and try to ping. Oh, yeah, it's just a bit laggy. Ping. Let's try to ping machine number 1. So we're gonna go with 9, 192, 168, 56, and 101. So right now we're trying to ping a machine that's not inside our NAT network, meaning that we should get a timeout. And it actually receives something. I didn't expect this, to be honest. That's a bit odd. I think this might be because it's on a host-only adapter, meaning that since this machine is also inside my host, it can actually contact this one. Well, now the whole video is kind of like up in the air because I actually didn't think this would work. I was completely sure it would actually time out. Okay, I need to check something right now. Sorry, I'm geeking out a bit about this because I actually had something completely different happen inside my head. Okay, so if I tried to ping it the other way around, it's not reachable, right? Because this machine and this machine is on a separate network. But for some reason, since this is on a host-only network mode, these machines can actually contact this one. I didn't know that. This is pretty cool. Let me just quickly try and check it one more time, see if it's also the case for this one. But it should be, right? Yes, it can actually contact it. I didn't know this, guys. So it just shows that the host-only adapter that I actually put on this machine right here is it doesn't have the opportunity to talk outside, but these machines, since they ran on the same machine, I guess that's the reason why they can actually talk to this one as well. That's pretty cool. But I don't really know much more about it to be honest, to tell you what's going on. So maybe we should just leave it at that and just acknowledge that the NAT network allows the machines to talk to each other, and apparently with the one that's on a completely different type of network right here. But this one on the host only adapter is not capable of getting a hold of the 2 other machines, right? All right, so the next mode we're going to take a look at is the bridge adapter. And I'm quickly just going to shut down these machines right now because I don't need them running anymore and taking up resources on my host. So let's go back straight in here to the VirtualBox Manager. And if we take a look at one of my machines again right here, let's open this up and go to the network tab. You have the bridged adapter. This mode right here is one that you need to be cautious with. Like seriously, use it with caution because this will set up your virtual machine. If you have this on a virtual machine, it will set up your virtual machine to run and act like a real device on your actual network at home. So the virtual machine will get an IP from your router, and this means that it can also be accessed by your host, other virtual machines, or even other physical devices that's on your network. So the worst case scenario is that you just spun up a completely fresh virtual machine without any security settings attached to it. You haven't really configured anything, or you used a weak password, and then you start using it as a machine on your actual network. And for some reason, somebody has hacked your network, and now they can get access to this machine. So you need to be wary of the bridged adapter. It's gonna allow you to really quickly gain access to your virtual machine, but it has its downsides if you're not cautious, right? So be careful. However, the best usage of the bridge adapter is for running local servers, getting remote access to the actual virtual machine, or actually simulating a real life physical computer. So it has its upsides as well, but just be wary that it should be handled as an actual physical computer that you would have in your home if you use this option. Next up, this is the host-only adapter. So the host-only network, or the host-only adapter, sorry, is it functions, or it gives you the opportunity to talk to your virtual machine via your host, your physical computer. And it creates a private network between your host and the virtual machine. So your host can access the virtual machine via, for instance, SSH, HTTP, or like different file transfers. So the virtual machine won't have internet unless you add a second adapter, like a NAT adapter. You can have multiple adapters. As you can see right here, you can have adapter 1, adapter 2, adapter 3, and all the way up to adapter 4 inside your network settings in VirtualBox. So the host-only adapter is best used for instance, secure development, testing, and isolated networking. It's not a mode that I tend to use a lot. I prefer mainly the NAT network, mainly because I use, I might have mentioned it before, I can't really remember. I think I mentioned it in one of the other videos. I tend to do security research, so I have a vulnerable machine that somebody created and configured to be vulnerable by its configurations, and I'm trying to break into it like a regular pen tester would or an ethical hacker would. So I tend to have them on the NAT network. Then the last mode that I will be talking about, or sorry, yeah, I did mention what it was great for, like the host-only adapter. The last mode that I'm going to be talking about right now is the internal network. So using the internal network, VMs or virtual machines can talk to each other if they're on the same internal network. They won't have internet. There won't be any access from your host, so you can't SSH into it. It'll be completely cut off. And you can use this to build an entirely isolated lab, right? So this is really great for instance, malware testing, which is a bit of a different topic. It's still cybersecurity related, but it's not something that I do personally, so I don't have any experience about how you would go about that. And if you do try and test it out, I highly recommend you that you read really carefully up upon like the topic of testing malware and how to do it properly, so you don't infect your actual host machine, which could cause severe damage to it. So just make sure, if you really want to go down that route, make sure you maybe talk to some experienced malware researchers beforehand. Try to look up on different forums and stuff like that if you want to do that. I don't have any experience with it myself, so I can't really tell you what to do. And other than that, like the internal network is just great for simulating secure environments. So best for, let's say it's best for secure training, lab environment, and multi-VM isolation. So kind of like the NAT network, but it's just way more isolated. So it's, yeah, obviously a lot more secure if you want to test out, for instance, as before I mentioned, malware. And that's basically it, guys. If you made it this far into the video and feel like it had some value to you, please consider dropping a like and a comment below and let me know what you think. And until next time, have fun with your own projects, and see you in the next video.